What's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. Yes, it is Madden season. One of my favorite YouTubers out there, GutFoxx, the man for the people, finding all the loopholes. Yes, sir. Love this guy. He puts out great videos. He's going to be the first video we watched in our reaction series prior to Madden 23 coming out. Man, this video is entitled 10 Things You Don't Know About Madden 23. Yes, link will be in the description for you guys. Man, this video is good. I've watched it already. Let's get right into a little bit of it.
Peace. I don't know, but today I'm going to go through those 10 things that you might not know. Depends if you are in Australia. Maybe you have a little bit less of an idea about these things than maybe pure-blooded Americans that only stay inside and look at NFL news all summer like myself. So, number one was something that we saw today get released by Mutt Leaks. QB releases. I don't know how he does these things.
QB releases, such an important part of this game. It
finds out.
This is interesting. This is definitely interesting stuff.
The other Mutt Leak account, it was so funny how many people believed him because this Mutt Leak account is...
Some people last year, terrible releases like Pat Mahomes. Oh my goodness, his first release was so bad. But Aaron Rodgers is so good.
The grind is real. So
you can see right here, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love they have QB style or release 8. That's called Slinger 1. Those are the only two that have it. That makes me want to have either one, but not really Jordan Love. I mean, who wants Jordan Love?
Oh, these Madden 22 index, right? Okay, so basically,
you see Lamar Jackson with 11. His release was so bad last year. But let's just skip ahead to the next part. We already know. Let's look at this part right here.
2, which is generic. Sorry. 2 is generic 3. So quite a few 2s still on the list. Gen 3 looks to be pretty all-encompassing now. It's like the generic release, I guess.
See how much faster that release is? That's why it's so important. The release is so important, unless you're a runner. Unless you're a runner.
Got like, what, 3 guys at the bottom? Gen 1 will probably be the longest release in the game. But anyways, QB releases is something that's very important and kind of like underlooked on, okay? So, Lightbox...
I love this, the fact that light boxes and nano detection are gone. I love it, but I hate it, right? I love it because it's going to allow people to run the ball. It's going to allow you to play different defense. You're going to be able to choose the type of defense you want to play. You can come into dime, and if they come on goal line, you're not just going to fall over because that's not realistic. However, this is going to cause issues too. This is going to cause issues too because somebody's going to find a way to stop the run out of dime. Or, I can't even remember the other names, but out of dime defense, they're going to find a way to stop goal line off of it. Somebody will figure out. Nano detection is a big worry. The last time I played before, just before nano detection was in the game, there was A-gaps. Like, you literally had a split second to throw the ball. Yes, you could sometimes block it, but there were ways to glitch out the lineman. Now, I know a lot of people are going to like this, and especially the pro players are going to love this. But for the average person, they're going to hate the fact that nano detection is gone. I can promise you that. If people figure out how to do nanos again, the average person is going to hate it.
Just for those that don't know, if you ever came out into like a dollar set, like a light box, right? Like a lot of
I hated the fact that people just fell over for no reason. Look at that. That's not realistic. That's not how the game is played.
Unrealistic, but it was their way of balancing the game that you can't just come out because last time we had no light box, I believe it was Madden 17. Like the best run defense was dollar. I guess nickel blitz was
dollar. That's the other defense. He's
really
right.
Good in 17 too. It was an unblockable blitz off the edge.
Correct.
But you could just shoot runs on dollar. Was that 19? I don't remember.
It was. I think it was 19.
Or one of those years. The dollar was like the best defense in the entire world against the run. And so they put this mechanic into the game to not allow that to be true. Like you'd have to match personnels a little bit, or you have to go at least to nickel formation and not get light boxed.
If you played back then, you understand what I'm talking about. I've been playing Madden I've been playing for years and years and years, and I've probably played every Madden. There might be one or two that I took off, I don't know, but I remember playing, Tecmo Bowl on regular Nintendo, and then Super Tecmo Bowl, and so on.
So that looks to be gone this year.
And that was before all the
maybe
Maddens.
They rely more on, I don't know, better offensive line. I used to just stop, right? Like nano detection, this guy would just stop on the field.
I can't believe you put D money in here.
But in Madden 23, they don't stop. Like, so if you've ever seen a guy get through an A gap and just stop on the way to the quarterback, like, what's going on? Like they used to have something in there, like they thought, like if they didn't get blocked,
look at that. That's
going on. Like lineman.
This is why nano detection is somewhat good though, because you can't.
This is kind of lead.
If you glitch out the lineman, it just stops you. Now, obviously, that's also bad because you don't want that.
Is going to be a defensive game.
I agree with this.
Pass rush zones, man press. I think
it'll be a defensive game for the average person. For the really good players, they'll still be able to find a way to block everything. Trust me, they'll slide their line. Everything the pro players know, they'll do a good job. I think this will create. I do think this is going to create a skill gap though, based on nano detection. I do believe that.
Because their offensive line blocking hasn't improved. Again, we'll get to that in a second. But it is going to be a defensive game, right? They've improved pass rush. They've improved zone. Man press in the beta was actually insane. Guys would press.
If you played the beta, you know exactly. Pass rush, in my opinion, in the beta was very realistic. 3 seconds, 4 seconds max, and you had to get rid of the ball. That's realistic for the most part. Zones were okay. I still thought zones were... Honestly, I felt like zones still were kind of terrible. The man press, overpowered. Definitely overpowered. But that's on the beta. I don't know how hopefully they tune it a little bit better, but you never know.
Press dudes for like 15 yards on the field,
which, by the way, if you press somebody past 5 yards, is that not a penalty?
Like they'd still be in the press animation by the time you were getting sacked on a 4-man rush. That's how crazy man press was. So being able to use that.
My impressions of the beta, by the way, guys, was not very good. I know a lot of people out there are posting how great they thought the beta was. I didn't see it. Me and my kids played quite a bit against each other, and I don't know if any of us were real happy with what we were watching, because I didn't see, there was a difference for Madden 22, but I'm not going to tell you that difference was overwhelmingly positive. I wouldn't even tell you it was overwhelmingly negative. I just felt like it was pretty much a lot of the same.
Numbers, obviously you can motion slant and do stuff against man, but it is...
All right, number 4.
Tier 1, all those abilities are going to be free, basically. They all...
I do...
García, ¿qué opinan de los infladitos cheesy pop?
Going to be free.
I do agree. The abilities are going to be kind of nice. With abilities tier 1 being free, you could try out different abilities. But I can say this: I would bet that most of tier 1 abilities are going to be bad. Like it'll be the home field or whatever, reduced requirements or something like that.
Except for maybe some offensive line abilities, according to RG. But tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 will all have separate abilities. So you'll be able to put different things in those.
And so I don't like the fact that they have outside shade here, because that means there's going to be inside shade. I understand the point of it, but I don't really like it.
In those different pockets, we'll call them. And, it's a change from ability combinations that maybe, they don't want us having going forward. But again, this is one of the back-of-the-box features.
Precision passing. Now, my thought on precision passing, I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
But
that's the best way I can put it.
Is delved into.
The problem is I didn't really... I played the beta, but I wouldn't tell you I played it enough to really make a informed decision on precision passing, but I really didn't like it.
I think precision passing that maybe people aren't talking about, right? And so, not only can you put the ball...
So, based on this, I want you to go back and I want you to look at some of these highlights. How is this any different from Madden 22, really?
To kind of precision pass it way away. Okay, so you press the button, oh my god, no! And then you precision pass it
I don't think that's much different than Madden 22.
Benefits to precision passing. Talking about...
Look at that. Does that look any different? People on wheel routes all the time. I'm not sure I see much difference.
Now, if it's a mistake and you don't recognize it till too long, it's not going to help you at all. But precision passing, it's good to make those late decisions on.
All right, let's get to the next one. Face of the franchise. A waste of time. This is a complete waste of time. I do understand why they do it, but I think it's a complete waste of time. We're going to skip past that part because that's not even worth, like, he's right. It's going to be trash. It's absolutely going to be trash.
Almost everything or
high point passes. If you played Madden 19, you understand any time in the red zone, you just threw a high point pass to your tight end or wide receiver, whatever it was. And they would get the best animations all the time. In fact, it was infuriating.
Everything's gone to the defense. This is the one thing that I will say on offensive side of the ball has gotten buffed from Madden 22. So Madden 23, the high point pass is going to be something that people are going to rely on. I do expect them to nerf this. It's something after Madden 19.
I hope they do nerf it. I hate the fact that high point and low point are in the game.
Don't jump, they don't animate, especially against tall tight ends. You might be able to animate to like a knockout if you got like a mid zone and stuff, but high point passes because time that it was taking over the.
All right, number 8.
A lot of passes.
See what he's got to say
like
here.
That. So number 7, you might not know about high passes right now. Number 8, revamp the sets menu in Mutt. So again, back to D-Money.
This is interesting. D-Money. Now, who knows if this is actually true? Because D-Money,
the Madden screens.
I mean, let's be honest. D-Money, I think he's more of a clickbait than anybody I've ever seen in the history. Even some of the bigger YouTubers.
Like MLB.
But you can see right up here, sets and auction house. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't know why they messed around with this stuff, but I'm not sure why they're doing this.
Titanic, I think this was an awful waste of time by EA. There was nothing wrong. Like
they changed their resources to the. I mean, for a menu domination like what I like to do and stuff like this. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't mind this part. I mean, but there's so many other things you could have done. As in, fix the auction house to where you could put up more than 20 items. Or see more than 100 items. And stuff like that. Like, there's so many more things that could have actually happened. Rather than putting in sets in the auction house to where it's, right, RB or R1 or whatever to cycle through.
To set the auction house, it's cool, but there are so many more things that we've been asking about that they just plug their ears and they don't. Something that you didn't really ask for. Just to prove our worth to our bosses for the year. We're going to rearrange some menus. It's of these things are finalized or not, but that was in the beta. So that is that. Number 9 on the list is probably going to be the biggest issue of 23. In my
Playbooks don't change.
Projection right now is playbooks. They're stale. Some of the major.
It's very disappointing. Playbooks are extremely disappointing. You might as well just have one playbook and go with that. But I understand like the Vikings run the ball a lot. Obviously, their playbook this year will change based on their new coach.
Your feedback
and O-line. Always going to be an issue because I don't think they know how to program it. And honestly, I have no idea either.
We gave them during the beta. Playbooks have basically been the same thing for years, right? Custom play design like we used to have in the old Maddens.
Yeah, custom play design would be awesome, by the way. That would be fantastic. Actually, that would be kind of fun to play.
That would truly probably break the game, but that would be fun to actually have and use and utilize. So, O-line... going back to like the A-gap stuff that we talked about right here, this is one of the issues. Blitzes around the edge. Like, this guy forgets that he's a tackle, and like Trent Williams can't for some.
The crazy thing about this is they're double teaming. They're double teaming this guy. But you know what? He's guarding the edge right now. That's why they let this guy through, which I don't know why this guy didn't block it. That doesn't make any sense. So he got all the way through. But if you were to roll out, this guy's still going to be engaged, even though he's supposed to be guarding the edge. Right? And so in football terms, right? If the quarterback rolls out this way and this guy tries to break off from these guys, but he can't break off the engagement, it's usually probably going to be a holding penalty, right? But not in Madden. Not in Madden. That's how you break the edge. But this guy who's probably on contain right now isn't actually containing anything. That's going to be one of my bigger issues.
For some reason in the game, get to an edge.
I saw it in beta again. I know a lot of people said that it was fixed. I did not think it was fixed very well.
Like a cornerback off the edge, right? If cornerbacks blitzing the NFL were like a quarter as effective as they are in
All right, let's look. Let's just skip ahead here to the last one.
All right, and then number 10, low point passes. Okay.
Low point passing is gone or nerfed.
Not in precision passing.
Wow.
You can't low point. The modifier L left trigger is now the precision pass. Or they've been nerfed. If you're in a classic passing, which I know a lot of people are going to because low point passes are so important for like middle of the field type of things to keep them away from the defender, they got nerfed. So you can't really throw it with like a pass lead or else it'll be inaccurate, which I think is a fine change.
I like it. I like it. I hate the low point passing. Last year on the wheel routes, it was impossible to stop. You know, people put their guys on curls and throw low point. From that point, I understand why. As long as you pass it on time, I think that's fine. But if you pass it late, it should be intercepted. Even with Acrobat last year, you really couldn't intercept it. Low point was unbelievable. And is that, I mean, people are going to tell me that's the skill, but I would completely disagree. I don't think it's a skill to throw low point, especially when the defense just doesn't react to it.
Personally,
but that's the 10 things that GutFoxx says you don't know about Madden 23. Some real good stuff here. Again, GutFoxx is the man. I really like watching GutFoxx. I think he's hilarious. He's not an EA simp. He just does what he does, and he's very, very good at what he's doing. So, anyways, but that's it for me, guys. Yeah, we got some more reaction videos coming to you. We got some more EA Madden ratings whenever they're announced. Man, guys, we got 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left before Madden 23 officially drops. That's it for me, guys. I'm looking forward to this. I'll see you later.